So most people would admit that they feel a constant sense of overwhelm, stress, or busyness, and instead of looking for a solution to this problem, most people run to the same habits that bring them a shallow sense of comfort. The cure for this constant chaos is to simplify your life, so let's look at 5 different ways that you can begin doing that. What's up? My name is Eric, and it is my mission to help creatives find fulfilling work. When I was working at 9 to 5 at a creative agency a few years ago, I would waste all of my limited amount of free time on meaningless pursuits, which was just adding to the stress and burnout that I was living with at the time. Since then, I have learned to simplify my life and have never been more creative as a result. And I finally have time to make videos like this one. Here are the 5 things that I have done to cure burnout, clear brain fog, and remove busyness from my life. Let's dive right in. Number 1 is to turn off all phone notifications. This is something that I did maybe 5 to 10 years ago at this point, and I have never felt more free. The only notifications that I allow into my phone are calls, texts, and some emails. Everything else is going to be checked when I want to check it. I cannot even tell you how much this has simplified my life and helped me to feel so much less stress and busyness. When you allow notifications for any or all apps on your phone, it is amazing the amount of distractions you're going to have. You will get a notification when somebody posts a new post, when they like your image, when they comment on something, and all of this is completely unnecessary. Each one of these apps wants you to spend more time on it, and therefore they're going to do everything they can to get you to click on their app. Removing these notifications allows you to click on the app when you want to and to spend a limited amount of time in that app. Another way to combat constant distractions from your phone is to use Do Not Disturb mode or to even use airplane mode when you're working or simply when you do not want to be reached. And then finally, a bonus is to use an analog watch. I have a $13 Casio watch on my wrist at all times, and that is simply because I do not ever plan to get an Apple Watch because it is just another thing to give you a notification when you are out and about doing anything. We already have our phones in our pockets or our purses or wherever it might be at any given moment. So why do we need another thing to vibrate or to make noise on our wrist when we are already being distracted in so many ways? It just seems completely unnecessary to me. If you want to simplify your life, do not get an Apple Watch. And if you do have one, just simply don't wear it. It's easy as that. All right, end of tangent there. Number 2 is to remove all social media apps from your phone. Again, this kind of sounds similar to not allowing notifications for your phone, but this is one that has been huge for me being able to actually start creating content instead of constantly consuming it. The main thing that I did here was to simply delete the apps off of my phone, but I did not delete them entirely. If I want to scroll or research or anything on these apps, I can simply just do that on my computer or laptop instead. When you delete these apps from your phone, it's much less likely that you're going to click on them because the mobile versions on the phone are just not as intuitive. They're not as addictive as the actual apps, and it just makes it that much easier to not use them at all. And a bonus is to just log out of them on even the browser on your phone as well. So again, it's just not even a distraction to begin with. If you are a creative person and you want to start creating content on these apps, that is wonderful. That is something I would definitely recommend doing. But if you want to stop consuming mindlessly on them, delete the apps and use them for creation purposes only. That is what I'd recommend. That is what I did before I started this YouTube channel, and it has changed everything for me. Number 3 is to pick up a notebook instead of picking up your phone. This is just one more simple way to create more and consume less. When you are bored out in public or at home, instead of pulling out your phone to continue scrolling, pull out a notebook and write something or create something with it. One of the major things that contribute to the stress, overwhelm, and busyness that we feel on a daily basis is the fact that we never give ourselves time for silence, solitude, and room to think. All of the 5 things that I'm mentioning in this video are going to allow you more silent time, more solitude, and more time to simply be. When you pick up a notebook and write in it instead of picking up your phone, that's just one less thing to give you more information, more opinions, more bad news, and another way to simply write down your thoughts, document your life, and make a more meaningful use of your time. Number 4 would be to begin a daily journal. With a daily journal, you can start your day with intention and you can end your day with reflection. Most people, when they wake up, the first thing that they do is open up their phone, check their notifications, which just starts a constant cycle of worry, stress, and making sure that we're extinguishing the next fire in our lives. However, if you skip this habit and instead pick up a notebook in the morning, you can journal to write your intentions for the day, write a to-do list for the day, and just to get any thoughts on paper. And again, if you do this at the end of the day, it's a great way to reflect on your life, to document your life, and to just create more meaningful things with your time. I would also recommend that you carry this notebook around throughout the day to capture your best ideas as a creative. If you want specific journal prompts to dwell on in this notebook, you can sign up for my free course, the Content Clarity Crash Course. I'll have a link below in the description. And finally, number 5 is to read a book instead of watching TV. My entire life until pretty recently, reading was the last thing that I ever wanted to do. I'd much rather be outside, riding my bike, skateboarding, longboarding, whatever this might be. However, more recently, I've gotten into reading, and it is actually now one of my favorite things to do. Books are packed with a lifetime worth of information in a few hours of reading, and typically they are not a very expensive thing to purchase. Again, if you're a creative person or just someone interested in improving your life for the better, reading is one of the best things that you can be doing. When winding down for the day, I would encourage you to read a book instead of watching TV. Instead of the bright colors and the quick cuts that TV provides you with, a book allows you to actually relax, which is what you're trying to do when you're watching TV, and instead gives you helpful information instead of typically useless or bad information that a TV would. Again, reading instead of TV watching is just another way to introduce more silence and solitude into your daily life. So here's a recap of the 5 things that I would do to simplify your life today. Number 1, turn off phone notifications. Number 2, remove social media apps off your phone. Number 3, pick up a notebook instead of your phone. Number 4, begin a daily journal. And number 5, read a book instead of watching TV. Again, if you want journal prompts to dwell on in your notebook, I have 8 days of free journal prompts in the Content Clarity Crash Course, linked down below in the description. And I will also have a couple other resources down there, including my weekly newsletter called the Stoke Seminar. Thank you so much for watching this video. My name is Eric. I will see you in the next one. Peace out. As you can see, I cut my mustache, so got a new look going on today. We also got a new plant over here. We no longer have the spiky, whatever it's called, plant. We now have a fiddle leaf, which we picked up at Costco for $25. And needless to say, I'm pretty stoked by the new setup. I think it looks pretty good. And hopefully my mustacheless face still gets you guys to click on some videos.